Thanks for coming.
I know.
Welcome, everyone, to Hustle and Gather, a podcast about inspiring the everyday entrepreneur to take the leap. I'm Dana.
And I'm Courtney.
And we are two sisters who love business. On this show, we talk about the ups and downs of the hustle and the reward at the end of the journey.
And we know all the challenges that come with starting a business, between operating our wedding venue, doing speaking and consulting, and starting our luxury wedding planning company. We wake up and hustle every day.
But we love what we do. And today we're talking with Larry Long Jr. I told you I messed it up. The founder and CEO, Chief Energy Officer of LLJR Enterprises, which focuses on sales motivation and inspiration, as well as team training. He is the host of the Midweek Midday Motivational Minute and also co-founder and lead instructor of the Sales Allies, an online sales training course and supportive community designed to uplift the sales community. Larry is extremely passionate about coaching and helping professionals take their game to the next level. Larry, welcome to Hustle and Gather.
Oh, come on now. H&G in the house.
That's right.
I'm
We're
happy
so
to be
excited.
here. I
Yes.
appreciate it, y'all.
We're excited to have you.
I know. We love the energy.
Oh, yeah.
What energy? What you talking about?
Yeah.
Don't make me pull it. I had to pull it out on them. Oh, it's going to be a
Are
good
you
one.
going to sing something? Because I know those two songs.
Ooh, no.
Yeah,
no.
you're not karaoke?
I'm tone deaf. I know my limitations.
Okay,
I'm going to make it disappear, kind of like that magic
you
trick.
are. Okay,
There you
okay.
I'm going to drop the mic on them.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, if you were to do karaoke, what song would you pick?
Oh, goodness. Happy by Pharrell.
Okay.
Oh, that is a
Yeah,
good
that's my
one.
theme song right there.
Okay,
I-
okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I try to live a happy life.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. I think that's a great goal.
Yeah.
So we are excited to have
Yes.
you. Your energy is absolutely infectious. We have laughed a lot already.
I
We've
know.
just gotten started.
That's the first time I've heard that. Wow, you're making me blush.
Oh, there you go. It's so true. We can't wait for our listeners to hear more about who you are. So tell us a little bit about your background.
Oh my goodness, where do I start?
I don't know, wherever you want.
Yes.
It's been an adventure, more like a misadventure. Let's
Yeah.
keep it
Mhm.
real.
That's
But
right.
Moved around. I lived in 6 different states as a
Mhm.
youngster, born in Maryland, lived in Nebraska and
Yeah.
Illinois and Alabama and Pennsylvania. When I moved to Pennsylvania, they put me in speech classes.
Okay.
They said, "Little Larry, how old are you?" I came from Alabama, Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
I said, "I'm 4." They said, "For what?" I said, "I'm 4 years old." They said, "Oh, heck to the nah.
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Long, he can't talk like that. He'll get teased out of the school."
All right.
I talk country, so
Yeah.
I went down in the dungeon, had those flashcards,
Mhm.
and had to learn how to enunciate my words. Cat,
Yes.
dog.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I went, my aunt, she worked as a teacher in Baltimore County.
Mm.
That's where my mom grew up. And
Mhm.
I went on a field trip and the kids said, "You talk proper. You talk like a white boy." I said, I said, "Mom, do I talk proper?" She said, "Little Larry, you talk like you're going to get a job." Yeah, it's been an adventure, but essentially moved around a lot as a child, played baseball at University of Maryland,
Mm.
go Terps.
All right.
And after baseball at Maryland, I worked at Accenture doing IT consulting, still had the bug, went to spring training with the Dodgers and the Red Sox. And they told me, "You don't have to go home, but you got to get the heck on up out of here. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you."
Yeah.
They sent me on my way. But since then, I went back to Accenture, moved down to Raleigh to open up an indoor baseball and softball academy,
Okay.
Mm.
teaching youngsters the fundamentals of the game,
Yeah.
but more importantly, fundamentals of life.
Right.
Yeah.
When we ran out of cash,
Mm.
we ran out of our business.
Mhm.
And that's what took me into tech sales.
Okay.
I've been in tech sales majority of my career until recently. I picked up the gold mic and now I get to rock the mic.
That's
Yeah.
right.
When I was younger, I used to get in trouble for talking. Now I get a paycheck for
Right.
talking, which who would have thunk it? I'm just, it's Freaky Friday. I'm making up words. Who would have thunk it? So I'm really hashtag
That's-
too blessed to
That
be
speech
stressed.
therapist there. Maybe
I
she would have
know.
thunk that.
But life is good. Life is good. I have the opportunity to really sow into people's lives, help them step into their greatness and take it to that next level.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think that's amazing.
I know. I love that.
What a fun journey.
That is. Well, what a journey, though. I
So
mean,
it was baseball.
Okay.
And then, so all through college, I thought you might have a career in the majors, and apparently not.
Yeah.
And then into, what was it, sales at that
Yeah.
point?
Yeah. Well, I did IT consulting.
IT consulting.
Which
Okay.
I wasn't passionate about. It,
Okay.
it paid me well relatively. And I got to travel,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't, I realized that wasn't really God's plan for me.
Okay. And then opened a business.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it came down to Raleighwood,
Right.
up to all
Okay.
good. 2004, I was here in Raleigh.
All right.
Yeah, that was before Raleigh really grew up. It's changed.
Yeah.
yeah.
a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
Okay. And then tech sales is where you landed until recently. When did you open this?
March 26th. But who's counting? Friday, March 26th of this year.
Oh, 2021. Okay.
Full time.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh,
I was doing it part time.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been talking my whole life.
Yeah.
Right.
Teams would ask me to come in and talk to their players.
Yeah.
Sales organizations would ask me to talk, and I never charged anyone.
Right.
I met a coach in 2018 who said, Larry, respectfully, whenever someone says respectfully, you know a doozy is coming.
It's coming.
He said, respectfully, are you stupid or are you dumb? I said, what do you mean? You don't know me like that.
Either.
He said, when I speak corporate, they write me a check and there's a few zeros at the end.
Yeah.
I had done like 9 speaking engagements. Didn't make a dime.
Yeah.
I said, I have a full-time job. I'm not speaking to make money. He said, well, I guess you're both. When you want to turn your little hobby into a business, I'll at your boy. So December 2019 came.
Okay.
And my wife said, hey, baby, I love you, but you got to look in the mirror. You tell everyone else to pursue their dream, pursue their passion. But look at you. You're faking the funk. She was right. I said, happy wife equals happy life.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble now. So I called Dr. Schneider in January and we went to work. We started working on the business in March. It was March the 17th. I'm not Irish. March the 17th of 2020. I don't know if you remember March the 13th.
I
Friday the 13th.
That
Everything shut down.
Right.
But March the 17th, it's St. Patrick's Day. I
Yeah.
had my first paying engagement. It's a publicly traded company here in Raleigh.
Okay.
They wanted me to come in. They said, hey, we still want you, but we're gonna have to do it Zoom.
Yeah.
So that's how I set it off.
That was your first.
My first paid
gig.
engagement.
Okay.
And I think I had 12, maybe 14 paid engagements last year. And this year it's been dynamite.
All right.
It's been absolutely amazing because right now we're going through some tough times.
Yeah.
People need a word of encouragement.
Absolutely.
They need support,
Oh,
and
yeah.
organizations are looking for ways to really sow into their people. And
Yeah.
without your people being at their best,
Yeah.
good luck.
Well, I feel like too, we've talked about this. I'm helping plan a national conference, and they're like, do we need like someone to come in and do training? I was like, no, you need someone to lift their spirits. Like you need someone to come in and motivate them.
I might know a guy.
I know.
I ain't one to gossip, say you ain't heard it from me, but I might know a guy.
But I just think it's what's necessary. It's not about like the brass tacks of things. It's like you need to tell people and remind them why they love what they do again, because it was so hard for the last 18 months to have any type of energy or excitement for your career.
Well, talk about hitting the mark right at the right time.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Timing is everything.
Yeah,
I've just been so blessed, so fortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, I every day it's hashtag too blessed to be stressed. And I just hope to pass that on to as many people as I can with intentionality and with purpose. And it's all our choice. I mean, it's a choice.
But we were literally just talking about this today. Like when you open a company for the sole purpose of making money, it's really hard to be successful because you have to be passionate about it. You have to love it. You have to be invested in it, not just financially, but your time and energy, and realize, it would be great to be compensated. My payday's coming. But if you're doing it solely for that paycheck, like you're just going to get burnt out on it. You're not going to love it.
It's going to be tough to be successful long term. You
Yes.
can get away with it, but
Sure.
people can smell BS from a mile
totally.
away.
I
If
know.
you don't really love what you do.
Yes.
I mean, for me, I've been speaking for years. I love to talk.
Yeah.
I've been speaking for free for years.
Right.
So it's like, wow, I can get a paycheck. I can get
Yeah.
a paycheck with a couple of zeros at the end.
Right.
Come on, Cletus.
Yeah,
I know.
But I love that. I think it shows like who you are and your character, and like I think it will make you more successful.
Well,
in the
there's a
end
lot
because of that.
towards authenticity,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think is so important.
Which is what you speak about.
Especially if you're speaking to somebody and motivating somebody. Like they could see right through that.
Yes.
Big
Right.
time. Big
Yeah.
For
time.
sure.
People are smarter than we like to give them credit for.
Yeah.
Oh.
When you are authentic.
Yeah.
And when you are true to yourself, it shines bright
Mm.
like a diamond. I know y'all are in the diamond business, in the wedding business.
I don't know about that. Yeah. But yes, it's not all sparkly.
It isn't, and it's hard to be authentic. We've talked about this many times on the podcast, but I think it is what is a saving grace for a lot of people. Like for us, I think it's what people connect to is that authenticity, and not putting on airs and pretending you're here, because everyone's been in the trenches one way or the other. And I don't know, it's more comforting when you're around someone that's real and true, and you're like, I can be real now. I don't have to be fake. Yeah.
But I think I've learned recently, in the recent past in business that it's fine to be successful and authentic. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when you've earned it, sometimes when you have that success, you're like, it doesn't fit my brand. Like it takes a minute to own that, like to own that your authenticity and everything you've built makes you successful and makes you who you are and makes people want to do business with you.
Oh, big time.
You know, so I think that it's a little bit of a learning curve there. Like kind of, I think about that. You're like, well, who am I? Like, why would I charge for this? Right? Like, I'm just speaking because I love it. Because I get the intrinsic motivation by motivating other people. You're like, wait, no, it's fine that you can be good at this and be successful and make money at it too. Like,
I'm still
right
fighting
there.
through that.
Yeah.
When it comes to fees, I just had this conversation with my wife.
It's hard.
I've been really fortunate to have opportunities with big companies.
Yeah.
And stepping into my power, my superpower, my strengths. It's tough to throw a number out there that it's like, wow, who do I think I am charging this amount to talk?
That's right.
When I've been talking for free 99 for years.
Yeah.
Right.
But my wife, she's my biggest cheerleader.
Mhm.
I'm working with a performance coach as well, who's really helping me
Did he
work
teach you
through.
that trick?
She actually, Kristen
All
Frady.
right. All right.
She is unbelievable. Game changer.
Okay.
You talk about hashtag game changer.
Yeah.
I knew that I needed a coach,
Yeah.
but I didn't really want to admit it.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, how much is she going to charge you? I was like, yeah, it's an investment. It's been the best investment in myself and my business to have Kristen there holding me accountable, making me think outside the box, making me step into that belief.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, the ABCs, I think the A is taking action
Yeah.
and holding yourself accountable or having an accountability partner.
Yeah.
Right.
The B is belief. If you don't believe it right here,
Yeah.
believe it right there,
That's right.
good luck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the C is care. And with her, we're working on commitments.
Mhm.
Are you committed to this? And
Yeah.
I've been I have a tendency to overcommit, to say yes to everything.
Mhm.
Yes.
Not to say yes to the dress, but
Right.
close enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's like, you got to say no to some things. If
Yeah.
it doesn't fit into your vision,
Right.
ain't nobody got time for that.
Yes.
That's true.
It's so
true.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that.
Yes, it's those things that I think again like leads to that burnout, and you forget if that you're committed to something, and you're right, if it's not part of your vision, but you're a good person, and so you're committed to it, so you're going to do it, and you're going to do it to the best of your abilities because you have integrity, and then you are constantly asking like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And then it clouds the things that you wanted to do and where you are going. So our good friend Rachel Sheeran, she always suggests at the end of the year to write an F it list, like things that you just want to say F it to, like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Mhm.
And that's, I think, really therapeutic and some of those things are on that list that you always say yes to. And you're like, no, this is not feeding me. It's not feeding my vision or my purpose.
Y'all just mentioned one of my favorite people, Rachel Sheeran.
I love
F that
her.
S. She's amazing.
She is.
Yes.
Yeah, the burnout queen.
I know
is.
she is.
Yeah.
But I feel like that really actually ties back into one of the questions that Sarah got for us here that we can talk about, which was, so your latest midday motivation minute was on a topic that your son brought to your attention, and that was time. Because I think what you're talking about is being intentional with what you say yes to, because you only have a finite amount of time, right, that you can give, and you want to give it where it counts, right? So can you dive into that a bit, because it was very inspirational and we want our listeners to hear that. So what were those 5 tips that you discussed about making the most of your time?
I don't know what the 5 tips were, but
Just give a few.
my son just turned 12, and I asked him, I said, Trey, what do you want me to talk about?
Mhm.
And he said, time, Daddy. I said, what do you mean time? You talking about bow time? Because there's no time.
Like bow time.
He said, no, the time is right now for people to do those things that they've been noodling on.
Yeah.
So many times we dream.
Mhm.
And we don't dream enough. I mean,
Yeah.
most of us don't dream enough.
I believe that.
Keep dreaming.
Mhm.
So essentially, the time is right now to do that thing that you've been waiting on, whether it's starting that business, whether it's going after that dream job. So what I shared with folks is, number one, you got to dream. Number 2, and I love how y'all are being diligent note takers. I can relate. I did my scouting report, but essentially you've got to document it. What's your plan? What's your game plan?
Yeah.
And then now you have something that you can execute on.
Yeah.
Now, throughout it, you need to find your A team. Who's on your personal board of directors? Who's encouraging you? Who's kicking you in the behind when you need that?
Right.
And then just being flexible, because there's some people who, and I've been there, who are afraid of failure.
Mm-hmm.
And what is failure? It's just an unsuccessful attempt.
Right.
It's an opportunity for you to learn so that next time, I mean, think about it, when we were younger, when we were learning how to stand and walk, we fell down and then we get ourselves up. We fall down again and then we try to take our steps and we fall down.
Yeah.
Well, at some point when we get adults, we say, nah, if I fall down once, I'm just going to stay here.
Right.
Come on, Cletus.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not the right attitude.
Yeah.
Let's go
Absolutely.
and get it. Let's be persistent. Let's
Mhm.
be hungry.
Mhm.
So essentially, I'm not sure exactly what the 5 tips were, but I love planning. I love forming your A team.
Mhm.
I love executing on the plan. I love accepting that you're not always going to be successful. We're going to live.
Yeah.
We're going to learn.
Mhm.
And then we're going to share our learnings with others. And then we're going to try it again.
Yeah.
Keep that thing moving. Don't
Yeah.
stop.
That felt like 5-ish.
Close enough.
That's close enough.
I love that so much. And I love the idea of failure as just an unsuccessful attempt. Because it's so true. And I think that there's so much like shame in failure. And we're taught at a very young age that there's shame in failure. You didn't make that A, you made that C. Why? You didn't hit the ball. You didn't swing the bat for the ice cream.
That's right. You didn't get the ice cream.
right.
Failed for everybody.
And it was shame. Right. And that's how I can.
She's still carrying that.
I can, yes. I remember how hard it was to fail because everyone expected you to not fail. And so now every single time that you fall down, you feel like it's not even an unsuccessful attempt. It's like, oh, obviously I shouldn't do this. Like there's something telling me I shouldn't be here, as opposed to saying like, maybe I just need to rejigger it, figure out how to do it better.
Hey, Danny, you took it too far. You didn't have to go work at Dairy Queen.
I
Because you
know.
missed out on the ice cream. Come on now.
I love ice cream. It is like my favorite food. Dairy Queen was like the dream job. I got all the ice cream I wanted. I was a master Dairy Queen curly cube maker.
A master.
I still can't do it. It's like this wrist flick.
Look at the flick of the
Every
wrist.
soft serve I can do it.
Mhm.
Still to this day.
I love it. I
She did
love
work at Dairy
it.
Queen for a while.
I
That
love
was a
Dairy
deep dive. Where is that even mentioned?
I don't even know.
It's,
Yeah,
it's on your LinkedIn.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, probably is. Yes. Because that was a Rachel tip.
I got step my game up.
That was
I
a
know.
Rachel tip. She said, put every single thing you've ever done because someone will find something in common with you. And I was like, yep. So I put on there that I was supervisor at Dairy Queen.
That's right.
Such a rule follower.
Yeah.
Time to step your game up,
Yeah,
Courtney.
I know,
Come
Courtney.
on, stay up. Come
Jeez.
on.
I know. I'll try, but I can't promise.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
promises. No promises made.
I know.
No, but I love that. I think that as a culture, I think we need to demystify failure. Like
Yeah.
everybody fails. Every big CEO fails. Like every business fails. Like you all have little missteps along the way, whether it's public or it's private. Like failure is a part of success.
Well, that's one of the things that when you look at social media, you see all the wins.
Yeah.
Very
Mhm.
rarely are people publicizing the unsuccessful attempts.
Mhm.
And
Right.
it's I'm a big believer. It's about perspective. It's
Sure.
about mindset. It's about
Mhm.
your mentality. And if you're open to, hey, I'm going to
Mhm.
step outside of my comfort zone. I think Mia Hamm said the greatest growth comes just outside of your comfort
Yeah.
zone. And it's so true.
Yeah.
I'm going to
True.
get comfortable with being uncomfortable and
Mhm.
putting myself in uncomfortable situations as kind of a personal challenge, as a
Yeah.
personal test. And once you do it one time, it's like, okay, I can do this again.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, watch out now. Here I come,
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do feel like that. I feel like success builds on itself. Like
Mhm.
there's always going to be those challenges along the way, but you can always look back on the challenges that you've overcome and take a lot of strength from that. And I think that like as you navigate those and life just throws them at you, and as you get older, it's not the end of the world like you
Right.
thought it
Mhm.
was. Like, oh, the world kept moving when this happened and this happened and this happened. It's going to keep moving when you make that next failure too.
Yeah.
Wow, you must be digging into my book. One of the
No.
chapters in my book is strikeouts
Yeah.
are a part of life.
That's
Mhm.
true.
And I've had so many strikeouts on the ball diamond.
Yes.
I used to swing for the fences. My coach is like, Larry, you're a little dude.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be trying to bop the home run. But
Yeah.
I was a hard-headed kid.
Mhm.
And I've
Like
had
bunting. Just start bunting, please,
Yes,
Larry.
yes.
Get the ball out there. Get someone to some base.
That's That's right. That's
Sacrifice.
right. I wanted to be a big banger, but even in business and in life, I've had plenty of strikeouts.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you learn from them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's been an adventure and sometimes a misadventure, but I can tell you it's been fun every step of the way.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's I was talking to a coworker or colleague of mine, I guess I should say. She had posted a job opening, and I know that she had an issue with this employee that was in that job opening. And I texted her, I was like, oh my gosh, did you let this person go? And she was like, yes. And it's like a huge sense of relief. And she was like, but I'm so nervous, like training someone new. And I said, like, every single time that we have been in that position where we had to let somebody go or someone has left us, we had to hire someone, there is this like immediate fear of like, oh my gosh, are they going to do this amazing job? Like, we're going to have to get them back onto like the team or whatever. But every single time it has pushed our business
Further.
so much further, because we got to reset. We got to put in the values we really wanted, but we hired someone better every single time. And I was like, you will see, you'll look back in 6 months and you'll say like, this is where your business pivoted. Like, this is where it, like, you could see that exponential growth. So I think sometimes the failure is where you actually see the most growth, is right after it.
So true. So true. There's an exercise called a journey line exercise. And you look at from when you were born, just some of the significant experiences and relationships throughout life. There's the peaks and then there's the valleys. And I mean, I'll get personal with y'all. 6 years ago, as of December 12th, 6 years ago, my father passed. And that was one of the deepest personal valleys that I've had. And in that, I'm working with my coach now. I'm on a mission that by 2025, I'll have broken ground on the Shorty Long. His name was Shorty Long, on the Shorty Long Academic and Athletic Community Center, really helping inner city youth with a positive resource, a place that they can go for computer labs, for mentors, for both academics, which is number one, as well as athletics, where you can learn so much. That was my father's dream. And now I'm taking that baton stick. I know the Olympics are gone, but I'm going to take that baton and really make that thing happen.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So like taking that low moment and making it into,
that's right,
like almost like a departure point. Like I was at a yoga retreat and they're talking about how if you think about your life kind of like as a timeline, right? And you have like all these things that happen and it's on a trajectory. So like you're at this point and you're on this line. And unless you make a change or a departure point, you're always going to end up at that same destination. But it doesn't have to be huge. It can be like incremental, right? And then all of a sudden your outcome has changed.
That's right.
So like it's kind of like a departure point moment for you with your father there and making that change. And that can affect a lot of people, right? Not just you, but also other people around you. So I think that's really amazing.
Yeah, I love what you said. The little things.
It's like a little departure.
Mean a lot. It can make such a huge difference. You talk about that departure point, just a little adjustment.
Yeah, it could be
Sky's
like a
the limit.
mindset thing. Like I'm just going to wake up earlier. It could be like I'm going to change my diet, or I'm going to do this one little thing every day, and it's like just a little departure, and it just changes where your trajectory ends up. So
I'm gonna give your listeners a little insight. So
right.
each of my chapters, we have 3 jolts, things that they can do
yeah,
to really change their life. And like I said, I moved around a lot as a child. Kids can be cruel.
Yeah.
And my self-esteem wasn't the highest. So my mom, we would say our prayer at night. And then she used to make me stand up in the middle of the room and say, I am somebody 10 times. Now, I'm not a math major, but you do that 365 nights in a year.
Yeah.
I am somebody. You start to believe that you are somebody. Now you got this little 7-year-old, this little hard-headed 7-year-old
right.
walking around.
You're like,
with
what
his
have I
chest
done?
out. I am somebody. You got these people looking like, who is this little kid? Who does he think he is?
Yeah.
I am somebody.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like if you just speak it, it's makes a world of difference. So whatever it is that you might be challenged with, I encourage you before you go to bed tonight, when you wake up tomorrow, just say out loud. If you need something, I got you. I am somebody.
Yeah.
You do that 30 days, come and holla at your boy. I guarantee your life will be, like you said, that departure point, your life will be changed.
Yeah.
Or even just something you want changed about how people perceive you. Sometimes you get stuck in the, like, you know, we talked about this before, like maybe you think people say you're too much or whatever, and just saying like, I am enough. Like I am not too much. It just and training your mind to think that about yourself, because we are our own worst critic and more than anything. And I think that's so powerful. I love that your mom did that.
Yeah, I was blessed. And actually the first chapter of my book is the story we tell ourselves. You talked about worst critic. I talk more trash to myself than I would ever talk to anyone else, than I would ever let anyone talk to me. What you call me? But I beat myself up. Larry, you big dummy. What are you doing? I mean, and once again, I'm making mistakes along the way. And some of it is hilarious. Like some of the stuff that I do, it's like, why are you going to even get mad at yourself? Just laugh it off and keep it moving. There's a term called FIDO. And what's up, Rick Daly? Rick Daly, he shared it with me. It stands for F it, drive on. Whatever happens to you, FIDO. FIDO. And I shared that with a group of ACC athletes. They were part of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. One of the cross-country runners from Boston College, he said, Larry, I'm going to steal your FIDO, but I'm going to give you something in return. He said, me and my roommate, we call it FITFO. I said, what'd you call me? He said, no, FITFO. Figure it the F out.
I love that.
Figure it the F out.
Yes.
FITFO.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't figure this out. Google it. FITFO.
That is totally me.
That's going to be Dana in the office now. Thank you.
I literally they'll text me. They're like, figure it out. Like you need to figure it out.
I mean, you are speaking to our tech department.
I am. Like you need, that's true. I need to stop holding your hand and you need to figure it out. If I consistently give you the answers all the time, you're never going to know how to think for yourself. Figure it out.
That sounds like a conversation I recently had with my 12-year-old son.
Yes.
That sounds like a conversation we had in our office.
I love it. I know it's never a dull moment with y'all.
No,
plenty of adventures, and judging from your TikTok,
Like, why
y'all
is
are
my
having
phone doing this?
y'all are
Dana,
having a ton of fun.
Yeah, I know.
And that's what it's really all about. If you're not having fun,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know.
why even bother?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Life is too short. And that was one of the things. I knew that before my father passed, but when he passed, it's like we're all running this race. And we don't know when the finish line is.
Right.
We don't know.
So what we do know is that we're here today.
Yeah.
We better carpe diem, seize the day.
Yeah.
I met a cat out in California. He said, "Oh, you like carpe diem?" I said, "Yeah." He rolled down his sleeve. He had it tattooed, carpe diem.
Mhm.
I said, "Ooh, that looks like it's painful, but I feel you, dog."
Yeah.
He said, "Hold on." On this side, he had it tattooed, carpe noctem, seize the night. I said,
Yeah.
"Good, googly moogly." I said, I don't know if you see these grays, but I'm getting older and wiser. I can't seize the night. My wife said, "Don't go telling those nice people that you're getting any wiser. You're getting older, but no wiser."
Yeah. No, I think as you get older, you like embrace more of like the fun and the less serious side. And I think it's like almost it's regressing, but also like progressing, because it's like, obviously I had it made when I was 7 and I just didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but as you get older, you're like regressing more towards that, because I feel like you had it all figured out then.
But time seems so much more finite, especially when you're a parent, because it goes by so quickly. And you're like, and I think this all the time with my 11-year-old, and like she's, you know, being sassy or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. And I was like, you know, I have 7 more years. I have 7 years. That is nothing. And she's an adult and she's gone. I mean, she's not going to be gone. But I mean, then I don't know. I can't prevent her from moving to across the country or whatever. And like, and there's like those moments where you're like, oh, and I think you realize as when you're a parent that death or life, but time is just fleeting. Like it goes by in a second. And I want, and I we've talked about this often too. Like I want my kids to look back on me and not think, oh, you were so stressed out all the time, but we had a lot of fun. I don't think they can say that right now. I think they think I'm very stressed out a lot of the time.
She's working on the fun.
I'm working on the fun. But I have to consciously say, let's have fun tonight. Like, let's do something fun instead of just sit there and, you know, not do something fun. I don't know.
I love that intentionality.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the power of choice.
Yeah.
I just spoke to some students at NC State. What's going on? My engineer year experience students at NC State, the Wolfpack, and I'm a Terp, but nothing but love. But we talked about priorities. And if you look at 8 buckets, I call them the 7 F's, and you'll laugh at the 7th F and then the 1 C, but faith, family, friends, fun, finances, fitness, philanthropy. I do know how to spell. I spell phonetically. And some people might say frenetically, but it's all good.
Yeah.
And then career. And then you look at what are your priorities. And then you do a self-evaluation of scale of 1 to 10. How am I doing? And am I 8? I talked to a CEO in Chicago who said, Larry, I'm a 2 when it comes to fun.
Mm.
He said, my business is struggling. So
Mhm.
all my employees hate it when I'm around.
Mhm.
And he was self-aware.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he said, I take that home and I'm not
Right.
fun to be around for my family.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, well, I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate you being brutally honest. But what you going to do?
Mhm.
Are you going to stay at a 2?
Right.
Or are you going to take action
Yeah.
Mhm.
and be intentional and schedule in time
Mhm.
to really be fun, because you can't get those moments back.
No, you can't.
So it's like, hey, the ball's in your court. You
Mhm.
know it, but now what you going to do
Mhm.
about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love too that and like when you're saying that, like I'm actually like envisioning buckets. And I think that there's times when those buckets get rearranged.
That's right.
And there's the thing that's number 1, the one thing's number 5 may flip-flop in different seasons of life. And I love that freedom and flexibility, because I think we grew up in a very, very like conservative household, and it was always very specific. Like this was how you this was your priorities in this way. It could never change. It was always like this. And as you get older, you realize that's not the truth.
Right.
That's right.
You know,
That's
priorities change, things change.
It's crazy you talk about that, because my coach, funny story. So I went out on my own March the 26th. I was so nervous to update my LinkedIn. I wanted to make sure my website was up to date. I wanted to make
Right.
sure I had my one page.
Yes.
Everything had to be perfect.
Right.
And my coach said, Larry, I hear what you're saying, but that's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You can update your LinkedIn without having your website.
Right.
I was like, no, I can. She was like, can you open up your mind, you big dummy? She
Yeah.
didn't say that, but I read her mind.
Yeah.
I do card tricks and I read people's mind. She was like, are you stupid or are you dumb? I said, whoa, there's a trend here.
Mhm.
But I updated my LinkedIn and it was absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
No one asked me,
Mhm.
what's your website? Nobody.
Right.
Yeah, I launched my website and people were like, what website? We don't look at websites.
Mhm.
So it's just expanding your perspective
Yes.
and realizing that it doesn't have to be just one way.
Right.
There's other ways.
Uh-huh.
And we're doing a lot of work around just, she talks about low performers, average performers, high performers, which I think I fall in. She said, nah, we want to be meta performers.
Yeah.
We want to be better than high performers. And essentially, we always want to look for ways to improve. So we're mapping out what that ideal life looks like. And my wife, she's been listening in on my coaching, because somehow my wife said, hey, we're going to spend the whole month of June in 2022 in London. I said, we are? She said, yeah. She said, I'm speaking it into existence.
Right.
She said, you're going to work in order to fund it. And me and the kids, we're going to travel around Europe. I said, we are? She said, yeah. I said, I pity the fool, but we're going to London in
Are
June
you?
of 20.
For the whole
Yeah.
month?
Happy wife is happy life.
Do you have gigs lined up?
I'm working on
You're
it.
working
I'm
on it?
sprinkling.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
sprinkling those seeds out right
Okay,
now. I mean, I'm
all
not a
right,
math
all right.
major, but I got what? 9 months, 10 months to
Yeah.
go.
A good 10.
Good
Yeah.
10 months. Yeah,
Yeah,
10 months.
I got an engagement next Wednesday. It's virtual in Barcelona.
Okay.
And I told the gentleman, he said, oh, yeah, you can come on over here. We'd love to have you
That's
in
close
person.
enough to London.
I said, sure, I'll bring the gold mine. You better put your seatbelts
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And I come up in the house. Que pasa, loco?
Well, I love that. So we always like to ask our guests this, because obviously leaving a stable career, going out on your own, there's like some moments of self-doubt in the middle of it, I think, not just concerning LinkedIn pages, but like real ones. So did you ever have an oh shit moment where you thought like, maybe I'm not doing the right thing, or like I'm in over my head, or like the fear was just kind of taking you over?
Are you a mind reader every day? What
Every
you
day.
talking about?
Okay, you're
Well,
still living it.
yeah, I mean, it's fun. Fear,
Mhm.
uncertainty, and doubt.
Uh-huh.
It's one of, I mean, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
I got compensated very well
Yeah.
as a sales leader.
Yeah.
I got a paycheck every 2 weeks.
Mhm.
I got a sales commission check every month.
Yeah.
And my team was awesome. I got a quarterly bonus.
Mhm.
So when I went out on my own, I was like,
I got a lot to make up.
yeah, it's like, are you stupid or are you dumb?
Mhm.
Like, I know you're crazy, Larry, but are you really that crazy?
Yeah.
And luckily my wife was there to support me.
Mhm.
Even when I still doubt, she's like, you got this. Come
Yeah.
on, Larry, you got this.
Mhm.
So it's just been an amazing journey. I'm learning so much. And there's a book, and I got to say thank you to my coach, Kristen Frady. She sent me a book called 3 Feet from Gold.
Okay.
So many times entrepreneurs and even just professionals and even just people, they give up
Mm.
when they're 3 feet from gold.
Oh, that's so
and there's a
true.
whole
Mm.
story behind it, but it's like you were so close.
Mm.
If you had just stuck with it.
Yeah.
And there's something to that stick with itness.
Yeah.
Mm.
You just stuck with it.
Mhm.
Voila. But you gave
Feel that.
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And she sent it to me at the right time. It was just amazing. I needed to read that because the easy route would be, let me go back to corporate America.
Yeah.
Safe and secure. But I can tell you the joys and the benefits. And really, the biggest benefit of doing what I do, number one, is I get to impact people. But I'm going to be real with you. It's the flexibility of my time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm carpool dad. I drop off my kids for carpool every morning.
Yep.
I pick them up every afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm at my daughter's gymnastics every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Unless my son has a baseball game, then I'm there with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at his soccer practices. I couldn't have done that in corporate America.
Yeah.
Essentially, my time, they control my time instead of me controlling my time. And if I wanted to be bow time, it's bow time. I get
Right. That's right.
I brush my shoulders off.
Get those biscuits any time of the day.
Hey, now your Bowberry biscuits.
That's right.
Yeah.
You need to get them as a sponsor as much as we're talking about BJ.
Well, I love that. Yeah.
I think that is so true. And I think that it's hard to even admit that sometimes, because I think sometimes as an entrepreneur, you almost act as a martyr in a lot of ways. And you're like, oh, I have no time. And there are times, like I can say, like right now we're in a season of like, there's not enough hours in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I was able to take my kids to school every single morning this week. And I was able to pick them up half the time. I can take them to their practices. And you are right that there is that flexibility that you actually really do have.
Yeah.
It's crazy because with my coach, we've been mapping out, what do I want it to be? Because if you don't map it out, you'll just end up doing, she pretty much said, Larry, if you don't identify what you want, you'll just do anything and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my ideal week is 2 virtual paid engagements every week and 10 coaching clients. My coaching is generally 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Right.
And if that's what my week looks like, I'm
Yeah.
going to be in really good shape to be able to do free engagements at my son's middle school,
Right.
to be able to go and
Right.
talk to the kids down in
Yes.
Fayetteville that are part of this youth program,
Right.
be able to rock the gold mic
Yeah.
anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
So we're really intentional with mapping out, what does that look like?
I
And
like
I never really visioned. I never really dreamed, what do I want my life to look like? And I mean, I like to golf. I'm Tiger Woods' long lost cousin.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Oh,
Larry
good.
hit it in the woods.
Okay.
But I love the golf. So one of my goals is I want to golf in 20 different states. I'm at 5 right now.
Okay.
And my wife hates it. She says, you know, you ain't right putting that as one of your goals. But I'm like, it's one of my goals.
Yeah.
So I have an engagement in a couple weeks in New York. And I'm mapping it out. I can tee it up in New Jersey, tee it up in New York. I might be able to drive to Pennsylvania, knock out 3 more states.
Connecticut's right there.
Yeah, we'll
nice.
see if the
Yeah.
weather. Well, I don't
That's
do
it.
well with cold weather, but yeah, I got to get down to Florida
Yes.
and Texas and
Yeah.
Arizona and
Yeah.
California. I got it all mapped out. Nevada. We were just in Las Vegas, and I was going to go to our Top Golf, but I said, that's a little bit. That's cheating right
That doesn't
there.
really count. Top golf, it's not the same thing.
That's what I told my wife. So I
Yeah.
got to go back.
You got to go back to
to play-
Vegas.
And we just went to Vegas.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you win?
No, we never
we are
win.
not good back.
I mean, we won great experiences.
yeah,
That's what it's all
We were at the
about.
Bellagio. We tried out the spa. I felt like that was a win.
that was wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hashtag win. And I like
We
that.
saw Bruno Mars in
We
concert.
did,
That
which
was
is
so much
so
fun.
good.
Yeah.
Bruno, I saw him in Smashville and Nas Vegas.
He's
Nashville.
so little.
He's amazing.
He
Yeah.
is. He's got so much energy.
Yeah. He was there when we were there. Were y'all there in July?
July. We were there in
Right
July.
Right after July 4th.
Yeah,
We were at the end of July. Yeah, it was
Last
one of
week.
his residencies there.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Bruno is
Mhm.
amazing. He entertains.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, he entertained.
I was entertained. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure he was singing just to me. He didn't know it, but I knew.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but I love that. I think it's important to like talk about when you are an entrepreneur, like why are you doing it? Like it,
Right.
and it's fine if your reasons aren't altruistic. Like that's really just fine. I think we just get so stuck in
Yeah.
that, you know?
Yeah, I agree. We've talked greatly about this weekend, and just trying to make sure our goals and our visions align with what not just our company, not just our retirement, not just for financials, but like what do I want to leave behind? And I think that's where we have been so stuck in the trenches of building the business to be financially successful to where it can support us. And now that we're there, we're like, okay,
What's next?
what do we do with this? And
Mhm.
I was saying this to Courtney. I was like, I think the biggest mistake that our top earners in America have is they think it is a privilege to be wealthy. I think it's a great responsibility
That's
to be
right.
wealthy.
Mhm.
And I look at our community, we live in this little community, and I'm like, I would love nothing more than to just bless this community with all brand new computers, and to
Our school community, she was talking about.
right,
Yeah.
our school community. And like, we need affordable housing. I mean, like, people are getting pushed off their family farms because taxes are too high, and they're living in these really terrible, like, conditions, like unhealthy conditions. Right. And like, I want to do something, and I have the responsibility of knowing how to make money, knowing how to run a business, knowing how to turn a profit, to do that for something that's more than just, money in my pocket,
That's right. I love it.
So
I love it. That reason, it's not just about you.
right.
I was just
Yeah.
talking with the students about this. There's a concept called me monster.
Mhm.
We've all played sports with, we've all
Yes.
worked with.
Yes.
And if we haven't, it might be us, but the folks that wake up in the morning, it's all about me, me,
Yes.
me, me, me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Survey says, yeah. I want to be around people who are you monsters.
Yes.
I want to help out you and you
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you and really give back. And
Mhm.
it's that philanthropy of giving back and
Mhm.
just helping others. There's a quote that I love, and I think about it every day. Martin Luther King Jr. said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing
Mhm.
to help others?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And if you can answer that question at the end of every day, what did I do today to help someone else
Yeah.
out? Sky's the limit. You're really leaving behind a great legacy.
Yeah.
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 And that's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
love
our
that.
hope is. Yeah. I know.
So how has your life changed and impacted since you started the sales coaching? Is there like a particular moment that stands out to you?
There's so many.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I work with my coaching clients, when I work with my coach, my life changes.
Mhm.
And then I have the ability and the opportunity and responsibility to impact lives. There's one story that stands out. My man Manan, he's in Australia. He's from India.
Mhm.
We were talking about priorities, and he said family's number one. He takes care of his parents in India
Yeah.
financially. Finance is number two, just as important to him
Mhm.
to help out his parents. Number three was fitness. I said, cool. I said, let me see your workout routine. When you work out? Crickets. I said, that's your number three priority. You don't work out. He said, nah, he had all these excuses. And he said he likes to box. And I was like, dude, we got to fix that. Open your calendar
Yeah.
and let's go ahead and schedule it in. And this is
Mhm.
Australia. It's like, I think 14 hours ahead.
Mhm.
So he scheduled it in for Monday at 12. I
Mhm.
said, hey, put me on the calendar invite. And then you got to send me a picture when you get
Mhm.
done.
Yeah.
So it was 10:30 at night on Sunday,
Mhm.
12:30 in Australia. I get this selfie of Manan all sweaty.
Mhm.
And he was like, this hurts so good.
Yeah.
Being able and just taking that first step.
Mm.
Now we're impacting lives.
Mhm.
And it's not just his life, but it's his partner's life.
Mhm.
It's his family's life.
Mhm.
It's his job. I mean, just having that impact is so amazing. For me, there's no better feeling
Mhm.
than being able to touch the lives.
Mhm.
And that's when I had my baseball academy. That was really
Mhm.
what drove me.
Right.
Mhm.
Having Ian Holbrook, having his mom April say, hey, Coach Larry, Ian wants to tell you something. Coach Larry, I hit 3 hard line drives. I
Mhm.
went 2 for 4 and I hit a home run. Come on now.
Mhm.
There's nothing better.
Yeah.
So now I have the opportunity to do that with professionals,
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
sales professionals,
Yes.
business professionals, just helping them improve their life
Yeah.
for their families, personally,
Mhm.
as well as professionally.
Yeah.
Nothing beats it.
Mhm.
It's
What a
amazing how
high.
you get like stuck as a professional, like in the day to day, that it just, even though it might not be like earth shattering things, it's like just having someone take a top down perspective of like, this
Yeah.
is why you're feeling stuck, or this is
Right.
what you're not focusing on, even though you're saying this isn't what you're doing.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's really, really helpful.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
to come in and give that jolt to people.
That's right.
I mean, I don't know where that name came from, but there's a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't
Uh-huh.
subscribe by
Yeah.
it.
No.
If it ain't broke, break it.
Right.
Mhm.
Shake it.
Mm.
Flip it upside down. Let's
Yeah.
have some
Yeah.
fun with this thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get to have fun each and every day.
Yeah.
And it's really about those relationships.
Yeah.
Those relationships are crucial
Mhm.
to just having success, having fun, having
Mhm.
meaning in life. In the book, 3 Feet from Gold, it says we're all going to be the same people 5 years from now, with the exception of the things that we read, the
Mhm.
books we read,
Mhm.
the content we consume, and the people that we meet,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is so amazing. You can learn so much
Oh, I do believe
from
that.
just asking questions of
Yeah.
other people,
Yeah.
Mhm.
understanding their journey, their
Right.
path, their adventure, their misadventures.
Right.
It's just so much to learn. But
Yeah.
so many times we want to rock the mic, and I'm guilty of this.
Mhm.
My theme for 2021 is drop the mic,
Mhm.
shh, listen.
Mhm.
And when you do that, it's absolutely amazing.
Mhm. That's
So
true.
good.
You know.
So good. So what do you have coming down the pipeline? Like anything exciting?
Shoot, it's
How can our
all-
listeners support you? What you're
Oh
doing?
goodness, just by listening in, they're
Yeah.
supporting. Life is good. So I mean, we're really on a mission right now. A lot of organizations are getting ready for their 2022 kickoffs,
Yeah.
whether it's sales
Mhm.
kickoff, company kickoff, and they're looking for that jolt.
Mhm.
They're looking for that Larry Long Jr. experience. So
Mhm.
they're like, hey, Larry, can you come rock that gold mic
Mhm.
either virtually or in person? I'm like, yes, I'll be there rocking the mic. So if there's ever a need, if there's ever an
Mhm.
opportunity where I can help an individual, an organization with getting to that next level,
Yeah.
give me a ring.
And you have a book coming out
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be coming out next year.
next year? Okay.
Probably in February because
Okay.
January, everyone's got their New Year's resolutions.
Right.
Everybody.
Yeah.
In February, hey, what happened to your New Year's
You
resolution?
need a jolt.
Are you a mind reader?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So we're having a lot of fun, good times, and
Mhm.
just the future is bright.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell everyone on my midday motivational minute, make it a great day.
Mhm.
It's your choice.
Mhm.
Let's make this the best week ever. Let's make 2021 the best year ever. Let's won in 2021.
Yeah.
I got to come up with something in 2022.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do, but
Maybe you
Something.
should do in 2022.
now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Now that you've listened, you're going to do something with it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank you.
being on here today. It's been great.
Come on now. The pleasure and the
Yeah.
privilege is all mine. Y'all are doing amazing things. Hustle and gather. I
Yeah.
love it. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right,
All
we're
right.
gonna thank you everyone for gathering us today to talk about the hustle. For our episode with Larry, we picked an amaretto sour with three
cherries.
Now you're talking my language.
Yes, it's Larry's favorite. We hope you'll get the chance to make it this week, and cheers to doing something that matters. To learn more about Larry Long Jr. and his business, visit larryLongJr.com or follow him on Instagram at LongJR7. You can also find him on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube by searching Larry Long Jr. You definitely want to check out his midday motivational minute.
Absolutely. And to learn more about our hustles, visit cndevents.com, thebradfordnc.com, and hustleandgather.com, or follow us on Instagram at cndevents, at the Bradford NC, and at Hustle and Gather. And if you like this show, be sure to subscribe and leave us a rating and a review.
This podcast is a production of Earfluence. I'm Dana,
I'm Courtney.
and we'll talk to you next time on Hustle and Gather.
All right.